Hey, today we're joined with Chris Lomas to talk all things mentoring as part of our development videos. Chris, how are you?
Hey Beth, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What is a mentor?
So I always think of a mentor as somebody who's like they're more experienced than you probably, or they could be like a trusted advisor. And I think sometimes people think of a mentor as being somebody who's older, but actually it could be somebody who's younger. It just needs to be somebody who is more experienced than you in the thing or the topic that you want to learn about.
Okay, what is the difference? Because I get asked this quite a lot, and I've also wondered it myself. So what's the difference between a mentor, a coach, a people manager, and say a leadership sponsor?
Okay. Well, I think a mentor is somebody who's got specific like experience that you want to learn. I think a coach is somebody who can help you to develop a specific skill or process. So think of like a tennis coach, right? It's somebody who teaches you how to develop your swing or your serve to perfection. So it's somebody that wants to help you and stay accountable for something repeatable. I think a sponsor, typically I think of a sponsor as somebody who's in a position of leadership. So there's somebody who could vouch for you, who looks out for you, but they might also be somebody who gives you maybe some stretch assignments. They're aware of your skills. They know what you could do. But I also find sponsors are useful for networking with. So they might invite you along to a client meeting, come and experience this, or an awards ceremony. You're going to meet other people there. So worth having a sponsor. And then I think you said line managers. So I think a line manager, frankly, is responsible more for your day-to-day development. They're responsible for your day-to-day tasks. But I think a good line manager is also interested in your future, right? So what is it that you want to be in this role? What are your learning goals? But also in the next role. So how are they preparing you for the role that's ahead of you and the destination that you're going towards?
Okay. And why would I need one? Why would I need one as like an individual? What questions could I ask myself to find out why I would need one?
So I think a mentor is going to help you to focus. It's going to help you to find out the things in your skill set that you still need to grow in, that you still need to develop in. Maybe it's about building your personal brand. Maybe it's helping you in terms of developing in areas that you're blind to. So we've all got blind spots. Maybe it's our character, maybe it's our skill set. So I think a mentor can help you to identify those areas and then mentor you to develop them.
Okay. How would I go about getting one? If I thought, okay, I've got these skills that I want to get better in, or you're somebody in a position that I think I can learn from, how would I go about getting one?
I think the first thing you need to do is actually work out why you want one. Often when I get asked, oh, how do I get a mentor? Can you be a mentor for me? I say, yeah, that's great, but what on? And so I think often people think that mentoring is like going for coffees and, having a chat or going for a walk. And I think sometimes that's okay, but the most of the time, a mentor likes to know why they're mentoring you. So find out specifically what is the thing that you want to be mentored on. And then I think it's basically go and ask that person. It's very simple. Actually, I think a lot of the time we think that people who we want to be our mentor can be too scary or too senior. But actually, when you go and ask them or you ask somebody to ask for you, then they turn out to be really nice people. And actually, I think a lot of mentors like taking on a relationship with a mentee. So I think that's just it's as simple as that. Go and ask somebody, and if you don't feel that you've got the confidence to go and find that person yourself, then maybe ask somebody who knows them. So I might not know the person directly, but I know that you know them, Beth, and so I might say, hey, Beth, do you think that James would be open to mentoring me? Yeah, of course they would be. Let me introduce you, and then it kind of makes it easier, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that would definitely make it easier. What would make a good mentor-mentee relationship? Like, what makes a beneficial one?
Well, I think it comes back to this point of focus. So it's about what's that key skill that you need to develop. Be really clear about what it is, or that area of interest, and then go and focus on that. And it doesn't need to be a life sentence, I always think. So is it 2 sessions? Is it 1 session? Is it you can cover it in a few hours? or is it something that's going to develop over a period of a year? But whatever it is, once you've worked out that you've developed that skill, or your mentor says, look, this is all I've got, this is what I can teach you, now you need to go and see that person, then don't be afraid of ending that relationship, because I think actually carrying it on for the sake of it because you feel like you have to maintain that relationship is the wrong way. And actually I think the mentor's going to get frustrated because they're like, oh, we're just going for coffees, and the mentee's like, oh, do I still have to see this person? So just be open about it and just say, well, actually, this is going to be for a few weeks, or this is going to be for a term or a number of months, and then let's review.
Mm-hmm. And finally, have you got any words of wisdom for me?
Get a mentor.
That's great.
Everybody needs a mentor, I think. But I also like the idea that, everybody should have a mentor that they're reaching up to and a mentee that they're reaching down to, so that you've got that relationship of give and take.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Chris.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Take care.